As the number of family farms decreases, fewer children are growing up on and around farms. Partnered with improvements in technology and increased factory production of processed food, this has caused many children today not to know, apart from the grocery store, where their food comes from. To educate these younger generations, Bob and Chris Nutter, owners of Mapleview Dairy Farm in Orange County, North Carolina, partnered with former teacher Allison Nichols to open an agriculture center, encouraging local school systems to incorporate field trips and agriculture education into their curriculum. Casey Edwards of Duke University produced this story.
Listen and learn.
All right, guys. Everybody is in their place. So we will get started. Good morning. How are you all? Good. My name is Allison, and I'm glad that you came to Mapleview Agricultural Center today. You're going to go outside and you're going to see all of the animals that we have here. We have a barnyard. You'll be able to touch the animals if you want to. You're going to take a hay ride, and in this room, you're going to learn all about the most important animal at Mapleview Farm.
Hello, I am Bob Nutter, Mapleview Farm. We're a dairy farm in Orange County, North Carolina. We used to have tours on the farm. My wife one year had over 900 kids visit the farm here, but the schools don't like to do that now because it's not a structured educational process, and we decided to build the agricultural center.
Here on the farm, we thought it was necessary for kids to learn where their food comes from. We noticed over the years as schools visited that there were fewer and fewer children who actually had even been on a farm. Most of those kids came from Chapel Hill. Rural kids are much better because they live in the rural areas and they pass farms all the time. We did farm tours here maybe 20-some years, 25 years. And then foot and mouth disease struck, so they suggested we close the farm. That's what we did. We have not opened it up for farm tours here because our federal vets say foot and mouth still exists. So we've taken that to heart. And because of that belief that we didn't want children to grow up agriculturally ignorant, we thought about maybe we should figure out a different way to do it. So we did. Built the Ag Center, and that's the main purpose.
What do you think the most important animal at Mapleview Farm is? Yes, ma'am.
The cows.
The cows. Why is that the most important animal at Mapleview Farm?
Cows for ice cream.
That's right. We need the cows so we can have ice cream. What is something else we sell that you see in the grocery store that's very important?
Milk.
That's right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read a book. But while I read the book, I'm going to stop several times because I have some things that I want you to touch, some things that I want you to smell. I feel that we need to be more in touch and connected with agriculture and science and, making kids aware of where their food comes from.
We've got a big garden where kids can see plants growing. We've got strawberry plants and cabbage plants and lettuce plants. And then we have animals. We've got goats and pigs and sheep and cow and a calf and chickens and ducks and geese and rabbits and so forth. We've got a mini farm there where kids can pet the animals.
It's kind of hard to teach a child about animals because for kindergarten it's animal sounds, how are they like, how are they different, things like that. And it's really hard to teach kids about that when number one, they've never seen a cow, and number two, you can't bring a cow to your classroom.
Even though I have kids that live in the country, they still don't realize when they get their milk in the cafeteria. I mean, they know it comes from a cow, but they don't know, what was the process of getting it there.
And here at Mapleview, we probably bought 4,000 pumpkins since September, and we had a few that weren't any good, and we fed it to the animals. The llama eats pumpkin, the cow eats pumpkin, the chickens really like pumpkin a lot. The rabbits won't eat pumpkin, but the animal that likes pumpkin the best are the two pigs. And there's some old pumpkins out there that aren't good to use anymore. When you go out today, you ask Jessie, can she throw a pumpkin in and let you watch what the pigs do to them? Pigs love pumpkins.
You don't want to get too close. They will shake mud all over you.
Hey Jesse, can we throw a pumpkin over there?
She's gonna throw it.
That's a big pig.
They are big pigs. These pigs are called Tamworth pigs. If we let them grow to be as big as they can get, they would be anywhere from 650 to 800 pounds.
I'm shocked daily with how much people don't realize about agriculture, about where their food comes from. We had a teacher come out and we were on the hayride and the cows were all lined up to go in the milking parlor, and she asked how many of the cows were female and how many were male. And this is a grown adult.
That's not a cow, that's a lamb or a sheep. That's a cow. It doesn't look like any cows I've ever seen.
In a roundabout way, where would you be without agriculture? You wouldn't have clothes on your back, so I guess you'd end up naked and hungry. There's not, much you could do without farmers. We want the students to leave the agricultural center. We want them to be good stewards of the land. We want them to think about recycling and composting. We want them to think about where their food comes from. We want them to support local farmers and encourage their families to support local farms. When you have resources in your community and these people that are making a living by producing produce or milk or meat, things like that, it makes more sense to support the people in your area and help your local economy than it does to buy fruits that are shipped in from Chile or South America. And I mean, even if they go home and encourage their parents to start recycling if they're not recycling at their house, or if they go home and convince their mom and dad, hey, we can garden, we don't have a lot of space, but we have a 10 by 10 plot outside, we can produce our own tomatoes. They're making a start.